Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be breaking down a jazz house track. Let me play it first so you can hear the vibe. Okay, I'm hoping this will be a very short video. I wish I recorded it making it from scratch, but I realized after I'm done, I was like, maybe I should share this. Okay, we're gonna start with the drums. So for the drums, as you know, like the kick needs to be live. So I looked for some live kicks in a jazz kit that I have here called Jazz Grooves. And the kick sounds like this. I'm just gonna solo it. The kick sounds like this. So I EQ'd it a bit just to remove the low end, but it sounds like this in its raw. Because that's just live feel, and I'll tell you why I EQ'd it like that. Because I just didn't like the low end of it. Because at the end of the day, it's still house music, so I wanted like a subby kick. So I went for this kick called Zen's kick. This kick is from the Amapiano people. If you listen to Amapiano, which I'm a big fan of, you would be familiar with this kick. Yeah, it's a very nice subby soft kick. So I just thought I should layer it with that, which is why I EQ'd this here to make space for that kick. The soft kick on its own sounds like this. And then together they sound like this. Without and with. And that's the difference. Cool. And then next I just put like an open head here. Mainly I'm just using it as a transition. So those are the drums, and then I added like a hi-hat here. So this hi-hat is also from a jazz kit. Just need a soft hi-hat. Then here I just put like an open hi-hat, or you can call it a cymbal. And that's pretty much the drums, mainly for the foundation. And then since it's jazz, it wouldn't be jazz without brushed drums or brushed snare. So I had to look for those. I was looking for something like this. As you can hear, that drum loop has the brush when they brush on the snare, creating that white noise fill. That's jazz. So I needed that in the drums. So I added two loops, which I use differently, and I chopped that one to fit my pattern. They're not usually how they were. The first loop sounds like this. And then I EQ'd it. Because as I said, I just needed that brush. And then here I'm just making space for actual hand claps. Then I added another loop, which is this one. I also EQ'd this one as well. As you can hear, this one has a bit of a low end, so I had to just get rid of that. So those are the two. And then those two with the drums. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. So yeah. So that's that. And then I just need claps. So I have these claps that I created myself. I stacked like 4 claps together, and then on each hit I rearranged the timing of it, somewhere early, somewhere late. But in all of each of these hit is 4 stacked hand claps. So they sound like this. I created them myself because I noticed that I take too long trying to create the correct clap, and the clap sounds like this. And that's it. And then if you stack the clap with these and the drums, and if you're wondering why my drum sounds like this, I have this drum chain here, which I think is really cool, where I stack a reverb, a gain tool just to control the volume a bit, some distortion, a little bit of distortion, and some saturation. That's all. Then I link all my drums to this bus. The difference is this. Let me play with the effects and without the effects. You hear how dry they sound with effects, without the effects. I'm showing this. You can steal this chain if that sounds good to you. Even better when if you're a Reason user, you can just pause and do this. But you can create this in any other DAW that you use, as long as you have some saturation, some distortion. You don't even need a gain tool. You just need these three: reverb, distortion, and saturation. That's it. If you do end up using it, you can just give me a thumbs up in the comment section. Cool. I think we are done with the drums. That's it. Very minimal. Very minimal. Cool. The next thing to move to was the piano, right? For the piano, I use this. It's called New York Jazz. I just need like a typical jazz piano, which sounds like this. I'm just gonna switch off this thing. As you can hear, it sounds like a real thing. When you let go of the key, there's like that noise that the actual physical keys would make when they bounce back. Cool. So that's that. And then I put a chord sequencer because, again, I cannot play any musical instrument. I went to the jazz section and I chose jazz ballad, and I kept it in the key of E. And this is what I got. Yeah, so that's that. And I just started playing around until I came up with the melody. And this is what I came up with. Let me play it. So that's the piano melody of the song. Nothing hectic. I just played these chords in order, but just different timings to give it texture. Didn't want it to sound like a sequence. And there's a chord sequencer. Cool. And that sounded like this with the drums. So that's that. So the reason why you're seeing all of these other stuff here is I was attempting to arrange it just to force me to finish the song. And here I just put in a filter. There's no need to get into that, but I just think for the purpose of this video, I'll just show you. So this filter, I wanted the keys to come in slowly like this. Here it comes in gradually. I'll play it fully at the end of the video. Cool. The next thing was the bass. So obviously, since it's just jazz, I chose upright bass. I put in the scales and chords, put it in the E major to match what we did here. What I mainly did is I copied this chord down here, and what I did is just removed all the high notes. I just removed all the high notes. Left that, remove that, left that, and I left that. They might have removed too much, but anyway, then it looked like this. Then what I did is here at the end, then from there I just started chopping it, and then the bass sounds like this. If you don't know what an upright bass is, sounds like this. That's an upright bass. Cool. Yeah, so from there together with the piano, they sound like this. You hear how you can hear the actual strings. It makes it so realistic, you know. just bass, and then I just put in like people talking as if it's jazz being played at a coffee shop or some sort, just for the feeling of it, and sound like this. And I put some side chain on it. That's why it sounds like it's bouncing. It sounds like this when it's without the side chain. And with the side chain, that's why that just makes space for the kick. And all together it sounds like this. And that should be the end of the video, right? Because that's pretty much everything. But I thought it'd be cool to have like some sort of bridge. So with the bridge, what I did is just play 2 chords, and then I just muted a lot of the bass line, and then I thought it'd be cool if the break would sound like this. Cool, right? And then the bass would be, you know, and then maybe the elements would come back. I think maybe even put in this open hi-hat here, or the cymbal, because I'm using it as a transition. I think that, and then things would come back, you know, maybe like that. Yeah, I like that. Save it. Cool. And then another thing is, I thought maybe as I arrange it and it goes further, we could add some minor tinkle of a piano, and the melody sounds like this. In context, sounds like this. Yeah, that's that. And here I was experimenting with some violin. I don't know how I feel about it, but let me play it for you. Maybe you can tell me how you feel about it in the comment section. Should I keep it or not? Would it sound like this? Well, on its own sounds like this. Then in context, and that's it. That's the breakdown. As mentioned, this should be a short video because there's not a lot of element. As I mentioned, this is just an idea that I made today, since it's Sunday, and Sunday is jazz day, at least here in South Africa. Yeah, I'm just gonna play the rest of it maybe until here, maybe because I really like these. I'm gonna put them there so they repeat. Yeah, I'll just play it until here, just so that you can listen to the idea that I have and how it might come in. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or you want specific things or you'd like me to start sharing presets, whatever the case might be, leave it in the comments. I promise I read all the comments. And I would love for you to tell me what else you'd like to see from this channel, in terms of what I share. Because I don't want to act as any teacher or whatever. I'm just sharing my knowledge. If it helps, it helps. Um, Thank you. See you on the next one.